Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Booyah, and it's time for the Game Sports Show, the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. It is your host, David McCaig. It is August the 18th, 2019. It's a Sunday, and myself and Justin Hykel, who I'm going to bring in just a few moments, are outside at Pier 55. We're here at the Pier. I am enjoying a great beer. So here at Northern Superior Brewing Company, it is open in the summer months, Pier 55, right on the cusp of the Hub Trail. And the Game Sports Show is here every Sunday for the summer months. And speaking on that note, this will be our actually last Sunday here outside at Pier 55. We'll be off for the next couple of weeks. We'll be back after Labor Day. We will continue inside the tap room. We'll get back into that where September kicks off. And let me tell you, a big year for the show and a lot of things going on locally, and the Game Sports Show will be there to bring you everything. I want to say thank you to Scott Nason, who's going to be our main board operator tonight. I'm doing the assistant duties for the board operations, and my co-host and analyst here, Justin Hykel. Justin, how you doing, my friend?
Not bad. Nice final day to be out here at the Pier. I'm going to miss this one.
Yeah, this definitely was a great transition this summer going over there. We're going to continue to do this as well going into next summer. And speaking of next summer, Justin, we have officially agreed to a big contest and a big promotion, but we're not going to announce it just yet. Pretty exciting stuff, though, don't you think?
It's I can't really exciting. I'm going to say exciting because if I say anything else, I'm going to start to tip it off.
It's very exciting stuff. One of our sponsors has really stepped up to assist us in some big things coming next summer, but never mind next summer. It's still summertime right now, and we still have a lot going on with the Game Sports Show, and obviously this year is a big year for the show in particular, obviously working closely with the Hounds and our friend Jerry Linscomb Jr. and obviously Randy Russin, who does a lot of work for the ESPN 1400 as well. ESPN and ESPN 1400 Sovereign Communications, a proud partner of the Game Sports Show, as well as Sioux Online ONN TV, so we have a lot of coverage there for you to keep up to date for the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show. But of course, we are going to be covering with the Hounds, the Lakers, Algoma University Thunderbirds, the Sault Thunderbirds, the Sault Eagles, the Sault College Cougars, the high school programs in terms of football and hockey as well throughout the entirety of Sault Ste. Marie. And obviously we're going to look at some aquatic stuff as well. As per Alex Parr, you wanted to make sure that I mentioned that we're going to be keeping tabs on everything that you need to know in Sault Ste. Marie. As long as it goes all the way down into sports, we will cover it this year. Everything local, that is our promise. And we started doing the coverage for local sports ever since we started the show, actually. But ever since we have been able to officially gain these partnerships and work with the programs and actually do things in terms of being live on location and getting the access and getting the partners that we've had join our show. We are now going to be full on location everywhere. Myself, Justin, Dustin, Jamie, in terms of location outside in Southern Ontario, as Jamie Antonello has moved to Southern Ontario, but will still be a part of the show. Matt Primo and Alex Parr and all the staff there at Sioux Online and ESPN 1400, including Scott Nason, Butch Davis, and EJ Russell. So in terms of that, Justin, today's show, we're going to kick off the show with some local discussion. We're going to talk give some listeners some updates in terms of the Sault College Cougars, get some updates with the Sault Thunderbirds, and some local discussion. And then in part two of the show, myself and Justin will have some back and forth cross-table banter about the hot topics in sports currently. Baseball, and maybe hockey. You have to stay tuned and listen for that. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors of the Game Sports Show and partners. Ever since 2015, we've had a lot of sponsors part of that, and new ones join us since. And if you want to be a sponsor on the Game Sports Show through our ESPN partners, Sioux Online, or our podcasts, or all three, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or our Facebook page or Instagram page at the Game Sports Show. Definitely excited for a lot of things coming up, Justin. It's a big year, especially for the show. We have been waiting for this big year to come, and we are going to provide everything we can to our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, no, the fall's been creeping back up on us. Not that we're trying to wish summer away by any means.
No.
It's going to be nice to get back into the chaos we like to call the sporting world. That's for sure. We were just talking about it. I think we're a month out now from the Hounds opening night. We should have some Hounds preseason news coming at you pretty soon. But the Thunderbirds opening camp soon as well.
And the Sault College Cougars signing everything as well. And myself and Justin will be your hosts and co-hosts today as Alex Parr is in softball playoffs. That's really kicking off the last couple weekends for mix, for ladies, for men's, and obviously for men's hardball. The Game Sports Show Renegades, Justin. I want to start with that quickly before we jump into some local hockey news. The Game Sports Show Renegades is a men's league hardball team that, yes, I'm a part of. You can follow SMBA on Facebook. Jeff Mills does a fantastic job with that for the promotion of the league. And definitely with the Sioux Minor Baseball Association, you can check out that as well, the Black Sox and everything of such. But with the men's league, the Game Sports Show Renegades finished the season, Justin, 10-5 this year. On Friday, there was a game that was supposed to be played for the Hellcats and the Donuts. If the Donuts would have lost that game, they would have finished third, and the Game Sports Show would have finished second, and then the Hellcats would have finished fourth. The Rangers, across the river, our friendly rival from across the river, will not be participating in our playoffs because a lot of those players have to go back to college. They just participated in our season, so it's unfortunate that they weren't able to participate in our playoffs with us. However, with them not participating, the Game Sports Show would have been the first seed in the playoffs. The Hellcats forfeited the game on Friday, and the Donuts got the win and finished in second. So the Game Sports Show will be playing the Hellcats in the semifinals this upcoming Thursday at 8:30. And you can check out the playoff schedule on the SMBA on the Facebook page as Jeff Mills uploaded. This is a rematch of semifinals of last year's finals, where the Hellcats absolutely destroyed the Renegades. They were called last year. Now the Game Sports Show Renegades will have to make sure that does not happen. It seems like the Hellcats forfeited. It seems like maybe they wanted the Game Sports Show in the semifinals.
I don't know.
Should I stir that pot? Little friendly competition or what?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
That's kind of a bummer for the other guys, though. They got to go back to school and.
Yeah, for the Rangers. No, that would have been great to have them participate in the playoffs. Definitely some great players and followers of the show. Avery Tonight, so definitely one of the followers of the show. So if he's listening, shout out to Avery there. But for the SMBA baseball, I wanted to give them that promotion and talk. And Jeff Mills has done a fantastic job promoting the league, and a lot of everyone involved, including one of my teammates on the baseball team, Connor Henderson, does PR for all the Black Sox program. We plan to have Connor on hopefully this Tuesday on Sioux Online. And we have our fan guest coming on who's been on the show before. Anthony Miller will be on Tuesday as well. He is projected to be there. So Tuesday we will be at Sioux Online after today. But in between that, tomorrow on ESPN 1400 for the Sovereign Communications, myself, Scott Neese, and EJ and Butch, we'll talk all hot sport topics for you in terms of professional and local sports. And as I mentioned, Tuesday at Sioux Online will be airing at 6:30. Now, what's going to happen for the 2 weeks that we are off? Very simple. This is our last Pier show, as I mentioned, and I'll quickly mention that, yes, we will have Monday shows. There will be no breaks on our Monday show. Tuesday show will be our last live show this upcoming Tuesday until after Labor Day. However, for the next couple of weeks, they'll do recaps of the entire summer with our shows. So then we'll be back after Labor Day. Wednesday and Thursday shows will get back to the regular schedules right after Labor Day. Wednesday from Sportscenter and Thursday from North Superior Brewing Company. And make sure you keep your ears peeled on our podcasts and broadcasts because of some potential time changes, as we are planning to maybe get some more live content here in the Sioux, Ontario portion. If it might be at Sportscenter, might be at Northern, or both. We're in the middle of hopefully have that figured out this week or the coming weeks as well. We also have some new joiners that are going to be on the show as well. Some side programs on the show that we're going to give you a little surprise of when we release that information. Still lots going on, even despite having our 2 weeks vacation here in Sioux, Ontario. But as I mentioned, our Monday show will be continuing with no breaks in between there. And our Tuesday show will continue to air some extra bonus content leading up to after Labor Day. Very excited to bring all this news to you, as I mentioned, right from the top. So we talked baseball here at the beginning in terms of local, Justin. We're going to transition to more local discussion, okay? I'm going to go to the Sioux College Athletics, the Cougars, who were Division III champions this year. And if you follow the Sioux College Cougars, it's Sioux College Athletics on Instagram. They upload a lot of their hockey program, all their sporting programs in terms of players that they have signed, a lot of information, dates, a lot of special events, everything. Definitely check out the Sioux College Athletics Instagram page. Hopefully going to be working very, very closely like we did last year with the Sioux College Cougars. Some players that they have signed and committed: Tanner Main. They've also committed to Ryan Lawrence. As we know here on the Game Sports Show, we know who Ryan Lawrence is as well. Mitchell Devins-Ken as well has also committed to the program. They signed Lucas Duckstein as well. And they also had some good uploads in terms of their soccer you got to check out. But we're going back to some other programs. Noah Sayre has committed to the program as well. And Drew Gregory has signed, and Max Kuhl. And, of course, Ryan Venderman, who is no stranger to the Game Sports Show, has also re-signed with the Sault College Cougars. So give them a check out. Their season's going to be starting soon as well, and they have a very promising hockey team being built there after such an amazing first year, and they have a lot of talent, do they, on the Sault College team, and hopefully they get some more recognition in terms of the higher ranks, in terms of the sporting world. I'd like to say the Division III, the program they were in, was not. I've heard some negative, I've heard positive. Anyone who says negative about that program, listen, they won a national championship, Division III. No matter what it is, they won a championship. They have those accolades. They've moved up now in terms of the NCAA, the ACHA. They've moved up in those ranks. And if they have another successful year with a team that I know that they can ice, they're going to have a very strong team this year.
I don't know why you'd say something negative. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they had the opportunity to start, and they won.
And they did not look back. They capitalized on their opportunities. And yes, some games were a little higher tilted the other way in terms of scores for them. But you know what? That's the league they were put in when they signed up. That's where they were signed up to be. They went into the national championship, went all the way to Dallas, and they won. And they won. They won a Division III National ACHA championship. Yeah. Now they moved up a league. If they do the same thing this year, they might be thinking Division I hockey the year after if this program keeps doing that.
You just build off of it and you keep moving forward.
You know what that means? If they move up Division I, that means more people are attracted to come to Sault Ste. Marie, because Sault College is one of, if not the best, I think it's in an article somewhere a couple years ago, colleges in Ontario. And I believe Canada. I'm not sure about the Canada for sure, but I don't have time to pull up different articles and look. But I know in Ontario it's in the top 2. And
it's exciting stuff. I mean, that's the more programs, and not only just like educational programs the college can offer, but sporting programs to attract exceptional talent to the city, the better chance there is that people are going to stay in the city as well afterwards.
And then when you have that funding to have that sort of presence, you can enhance your other programs, soccer, maybe basketball. Of course, in Sault Ste. Marie, when it comes to the varsity ranks, as we like to say in terms of college and university, that you would have the Algoma University Thunderbirds are definitely the most looked at in terms of basketball in Sault Ste. Marie. But who can say that Sault College can't do the same thing, or that they can't partner up and do something together?
Oh no, definitely. I mean, I think the Sault College basketball program is just because Algoma U's program gets a lot of attention here in town. It doesn't mean that the Sault College program isn't worth looking at. I mean, no. It's a pretty competitive program they have there.
Yep.
I mean, they have a really good coaching staff. The whole athletics department at Sault College actually it's a really, in the last few years, they've managed to build a pretty I don't want to say star-studded, but that athletics program is on par with the rest of the school as
it is
what makes them that attracting factor in Ontario and the rest of the country.
It is. And now you have a thing with Sault College. This hockey team has definitely set the precedence for the successful in their athletics, and they've always had success there, and they've always had good recruitment of students as well. Nursing program, their aviation program there at Sault College. Algoma U, their business program is stellar. Like there's a lot of presence here in Sault Ste. Marie where sports continue to grow. And before Sault Ste. Marie, I used to say was a very competitive hockey town. Now I'm seeing that the city is starting to turn into a very if they're good in various sports.
Well, it's just a well-rounded. We're not just a hockey town anymore. I mean, look at the amount of soccer that's going on, and all year round soccer, not just
soccer's the enrollment's up. And look at the Raptors this year winning the championship helped their basketball program enhance, and not only in Sault Ste. Marie but in Canada in general. Just like the Blue Jays. They're not winning games right now, and I know enrollment was hard this year, but let me tell you, next year baseball's going to be hard to get into because these kids are excited to watch, and they're going to be awesome.
As soon as school got out for the summer, how many basketball nets did you see pop up on the street this summer versus
a lot in the residential areas
any other year? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just...
And we transitioned from Sault College to go into the whole discussion. But Sault College, check out their Instagram page, Sault College Athletics, and the Game Sports Show, as we did last year, throughout the entirety of the year, having players on from the Sault College Cougars. We'll do the same this year, and we'll be covering the Sault College Cougars for sure. Now, Sault Thunderbirds, Justin. Their Facebook page is fantastic as well, and their player signing alerts that they do and re-signing, I got to give a shout out to Anthony Miller, who we plan to have on our show on Tuesday on TV through Sault Online. They have signed Curtis Rogers, and he'll be signed. He played with the Major Midget AAA program. That's a recent signing. That upload was just on August the 17th. That is yesterday at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can definitely check that out. Preseason for the Sault Thunderbirds against the 2 Eagles will kick off the August the 29th at 12:30. That'll be a game that you can check out there. And then obviously follow the Facebook page. It's at the Sault Thunderbirds. But they've done a lot of different signings this year. They've also signed Stephen Pichesny from the minor midget AAA program. They signed Camden Finley as well, who re-signs with the team. And they have season passes available as well for 2019 and 2020 you got to check out. And if you want to be a billet for the program with the Sault Thunderbirds, don't hesitate to reach out to Trevor Zachary, sales at SaultThunderbirds.com for more information to become a billet this season. And they upload a lot of news on their page, as well as Avery Rebick will play for his hometown once again in 2019-20. Lots of things that they keep you updated. So if you don't know who is signed or re-signed and you want to follow that, check out their Facebook page. They will give you all that information, plus their schedule going into next year as well. And if you haven't followed their pages, anything that they have on social media, you should follow, because they have well over 2,500 followers on their Facebook page. You should get on there and follow it, as the Sault Thunderbirds provide just as exciting hockey as the Sault Greyhounds can as well. Different leagues, but Sault Thunderbirds being very, let's say, a powerhouse in the NOJHL. They're hoping they can do the same this year. And also the Sault Eagles. We're doing a lot of coverage here on the Game Sports Show with the Sault Eagles, with Scott Nason over in Sault, Michigan, as he will be covering the games on ESPN 1400. And so there'll be a lot of coverage there with the Sault Eagles and with Hockey TV. Lots of good things going on locally. And you can't forget about those pesky Beavers, those Blind River Beavers. That program, Kyle Brick has done a fantastic job with the Blind River program. So all the local regional teams are going to be very exciting for this upcoming NOJHL year. So we've talked about Sault College, we've talked about the ACHA program, we've talked about the NOJHL. Before we even talk about some local baseball, the Sault Greyhounds, though, Justin, I want to jump into. We're about a month away from puck drop there in terms of their preseason kicking off underway and their season. I want to get your reaction, because I've talked about this with Scott Nason about how their season's going to be. I know a lot of people doubted the Hounds last year, let me tell you, and the Hounds were not a bad hockey team last year. They were very good. They provided a lot of excitement on the ice. What about you? What do you think this year? What are your expectations for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds this year? Are you expecting a top 5 team in the conference again, or are you looking at more of a bottom seed to sneak into the playoffs? Or are you expecting a rebuilding year?
I think they're a playoff team, 100%. I don't know that I can seed them right now. I got to see a couple games. I got to see what the rest of the league looks like.
Yep. All we have are papers right now and some old stats.
That's it. I don't think they're going to run the division by any means. That's for sure. But last year we were surprised.
Yeah, we were.
So what's to say that this year isn't going to be another surprise? I definitely think they're a playoff team, and I think they're a mid-ranking playoff team. That's where I'm at with that right now.
That's right.
That's a pretty non-committal answer aside from playoffs, but I think a non-playoff appearance this year is a disappointment for them.
I think so. Now, listeners, I'll say quickly before I rebound from that topic, we are outside the pier. The wind has picked up a little bit, so if there's any issues with hearing, please let us know in terms of the wind, and then maybe we can help you out, assist that. When we've done our tests, we didn't have any issues, so please let us know if you had some difficulty hearing here at the pier, as it is kind of an overcast day, but still a nice, beautiful day to come out and enjoy Pier 55. But Justin, what's saying that? The Sault Greyhounds, you know, they have a crowded crease. Their goalie that they drafted is staying overseas. Is Malik. He is not coming over. We don't know how things will go if he finishes his year like what Pitlick did, if he's going to come over after the season's done, which I think is going to happen. I think that might be something that will happen. And I got to give a shout out to our friend Brad Cochimilio. You know, they've been sharing some good articles there with that import draft that they've done. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't read any of that, obviously, because here on the Game Sports Show, we're friendly with all our media competitors and everything of such. We like to talk and reach out to everyone that we can. And you know what, Brad, when that article stated that he was staying overseas, I was kind of at first saying, like, what the hell? Why wouldn't he come over here? But then I see the other side of it. They already have a crowded crease with Ethan Taylor and the guy they brought over from Brampton as well. They got some veterans there they got some veteran presence in that. It's kind of like, okay, now that we have that veteran presence in that, we have that young kid, Ethan Taylor, who has potential. Why would I go over where I can maybe be a number one, at least a number 2 guy over here at home? And maybe he'll do what Yarmir Pitlick did. Pitlick came over late last year. I think Malik will do the same thing. So don't panic with that. And let's say the Hounds are in a top 5 in the conference, but they're questionable in that. Malik comes over, they're just boom. This guy is playing with men overseas. Not saying these guys aren't men. They're very good hockey players, obviously, in the OHL, but it's a different league over there. Why do you think Matthews went over to play overseas in his draft year? It was to get him ready to play with the men. And now that is where Malik is from. That's his hometown. That's like me and you leaving to not play for the Hounds and go play overseas. It's a tough decision to leave, especially at that age. So you got to have respect for him to stay there. He's still Hounds property, just like Rasmus Kapari was. Kapari didn't make the jump over to here, though, because of the league he was in and the situation he was in. But I think Malik will be coming over mid-season. I don't know how his team is going to be. It doesn't seem like they're going to be a powerhouse team, but he's going to have a lot of opportunity to play and grow, and that's what we want for one of our prospects, because maybe next year he does come and play for us, number one guy, and he's the best goalie in the Ontario Hockey League next year.
Well, I think it's a smart decision in terms of his own development. He gets more time to spend on the ice and less time to ride the pine.
Yeah, and I don't know how it would be here with the Hounds. He might be rotating. It's just a better comfortability for him to stay there than see where he's at. If his season finishes early, he'll definitely have a spot over here.
I think it's finish your season up over there because you're guaranteed the ice time. If you can come over here and get a taste of the North American game on the back half of the season and then be ready to rock and roll for next year, then I think it's a smart decision in terms of your development. And
it'll be interesting to see like tiers of levels he can play after this year. I don't know if like more top tier European leagues are going to reach out to him next year, but it'll be interesting to see where he ends up at the halfway point of the season for sure. Now, the Hounds, I'm expecting that to be a season that they're a playoff team. They always have been. The one name that sticks out to me is Barrett Hayton. Now, will Arizona keep him? Because he will not be playing in the American Hockey League. That isn't, you can't do that. So, Arizona, I've always visioned Hayden with Phil Kessel. I just think that makes the most sense with Barrett Hayton and Phil Kessel and Hayden together. I just feel like it's a match in heaven. As you and I have our banner fall from behind us as the wind picks up here at Pier 55. But I think if Barrett Hayton goes back to the Hounds, Justin, that gives the Hounds two different avenues to go down. It's going to be, all right, let's build around Hayden and let's make a run, or let's trade him and recoup all those draft picks, and let's just keep drafting or if Hayden goes back and the Hounds were already good, then why keep him? You could potentially trade him to a top contender or something of such, but I don't think the Hounds would trade him if he came back.
No, I don't think so. I think he's too valuable to
captain
the team making the playoffs. I don't know, maybe that's not the team's goal. I don't know. Maybe they're looking to recoup draft picks, and that's I don't know. We got to see where the season shakes out once we get going here. I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns, that's for sure. Definitely
lots, but it's going to be interesting to see with the Hounds. And the Game Sports Show will be there night in and night out with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. That is with the Hounds. That is with the Sault Thunderbirds, with the Eagles. That is also the Sault College Cougars. Very excited to check out a lot of their games this year. Then, of course, can't forget the LSSU Lakers, who will be following with a lot with this year as well. So a lot of local sports. There's our local sport coverage. I know a lot of you have been asking for even more sports in terms of local coverage. The Game Sports Show has done it since day one, and we will continue to do it. You can check previous editions of the game earlier in the year with our involvement with all the local teams. This year will be even more of a presence because of our partnerships and agreements with those teams. Very excited to bring all that forward to myself, Scott, EJ Butch, Justin, Jamie, Alex, Sue Online, everything. We will have you covered here on the Game Sports Show. And, of course, to our friends Jerry Linscomb and Randy Russin do a great job as well. And check out Hockey News North with Randy Russin. He does a lot of great articles. And, of course, Craig Hartsburg, who we're doing a lot of coverage, especially with the Columbus area this year. And yours truly covering the Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal area. Scott and Butch covering the Detroit area. And EJ covering Cleveland and Green Bay and around that area as well. We'll have you covered not only locally but professionally as well. And on my tier, I'll have myself, Justin, and Alex, and Jamie, as Jamie do a lot of coverage in Southern Ontario. We'll have a lot of content this year. Very, very excited. Now, Justin, they asked what were we going to talk about in the first part of the show when we were kind of planning the show out. I wanted local, you wanted local, everyone wanted local. We gave them local here.
I think that's
we gave them their fix of baseball with hockey, everything that they needed to hear, and we'll continue to even make it more noticeable as the year continues. Justin, any final thoughts for local stuff? Local stuff, quote unquote stuff. Is that the right word? I probably shouldn't use that word, but
that's all we got right now.
I like that. Yeah, I want to make sure I didn't forget anything from you, my friend.
Well, softball's winding down now.
Softball,
touch football is starting up. For
yes,
the week of Labor Day.
Yes, I actually got asked to play on a specific team. I didn't really want to. I think you asked me to play this year, so I don't know. Someone else asked me to play this year. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can do that. Explain what the touch football is. Explain what they do for that. How teams can sign up, or times.
I believe the captain's meeting was just this week.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess you can still get your team in and get registered, but there is the fee is a little more now.
Yep.
You're gonna have to get a hold of Dave Pitcher. But the Sault Ste. Marie Touch Football League is where you're going to go on Facebook there.
And teams are looking for guys too. I think there's some teams that might be looking for a few guys, but it's definitely worth playing and definitely getting active.
100%. I think this is year 6 for me. I mean, it's a good time to get out Saturday or Sunday mornings before to chill on the couch all afternoon watching your
football.
games.
Yeah.
I mean, you're meeting most of these guys at your local corner store betting your Pro Line tickets anyways, so you might as well get out and run around and have a quick morning beer or two with them.
The league has definitely expanded, and a lot of good football players playing in that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of players. Steelers, high school guy, everyone plays.
2 divisions. I mean, there's an A division and a B division. I've been living my life in B.
Nice.
Loving it down there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Either
way,
it's
fun.
You get out. It's a blast. You get out. You hang out with like-minded people going into the fall before you spend all winter doing your friggin' driveway.
Definitely. Now, while we're recording here, we have the one and only Jeff DeCorpo, who has been watching us, checking us out for sure. And it's the first time that he's been able to see the banner as well. I know he gave me a thumbs up.
As it blew away.
As it blew away here outside at the Pier. But, Justin, thanks for that tidbit. I want to make sure that we get everything that we can. In terms of sports, hockey, in terms of men's league hockey, a lot of teams are looking. If you're looking to play somewhere, don't hesitate to reach out to me or even reach out to any of the league representatives, because I know there's some certain players that have reached out to me from out of town that I'm hoping to find them a place to play as well this year. I know some old friends that want to play. There's a lot of opportunity to reach out and sign up for leagues in terms of hockey, in terms of touch football. And there's indoor soccer as well. There's a lot of opportunity and a lot of camps going on. They even have baseball camps in the winter. People probably don't know that. And I'm not blaming anyone for marketing or anything. There's a lot of things that they do indoors just to get you prepped for the season, upcoming years, or for the current year. So don't hesitate to reach out to myself or the Game Sports Show. We'll give you all the news that you need to know. We have all of it. We have all the camp updates. We know where things are. And if I don't have it for some reason, I will get the information for you, or the Game Sports Show will.
Just because it's a hot topic, we're coming up with fall activities now. We should figure out how to put in a curling team.
You want to do a curling team? You're bringing up curling here.
Why not?
Yeah. Hurry! Imagine me holding a Northern Superior in my hand.
We could do that.
Oh, what are we going to call ourselves? The Rock Bottoms?
Wow, we could.
Kind of makes sense.
I'll get some of those like Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys, Rocky Maivia shirts.
They have a rum. I tried their rum.
Isn't it? I thought it was like Lickerman's whiskey or something.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, the whiskey. It's whiskey. Thank you very much. I had it. It wasn't bad. I'm a big fan of Glenfiddich. I'm a big Scotch guy, so I will say I like the Scotch, the older Scotch. The whiskeys I like are Jack Daniels, which a lot of people either hate or like. It's like a Nickelback thing. You either hate it or you like it. I like Jack Daniels. Jack Honey especially just goes down smooth. But now that we're talking the liquor here, Northern Superior, if you want a beer, you got to come to the Pier. First off, I love saying that. But beer in general, the Heffenweizen with Northern Superior, I got to say, I love all their beer. All their beer is great. But if I had to pick one beer at Northern Superior Brewing Company, it would be the Heffenweizen.
I know. That's it's a treat.
It's a treat. The red maple is also. You're a big fan of the red maple.
I am a big red maple person. That's.
Do you know what they call
all winter? I live on the red maple.
Do you know what they call James Paxton in the MLB?
No.
They call him the big maple, but he likes to come up with the big red maple. I wonder if there's some conferences of that you can check out. And that's going to transition us nicely into our next topic in part 2, because we're going to be talking about some Major League Baseball and some professional sports discussion. There's still some players that are unsigned in the NHL. Justin and I are going to go back and forth for another 10 to 15 minutes before we wrap up the show. In this first 28 minutes, we give you everything that we can locally. So leave your feedback below in terms of what you think. If we missed anything for local, I know we didn't really mention any camps for the aquatic in terms of John Rhodes Community Center. That's one thing that we do not have as much on the show. The Sioux Aquatic Club has that information, so that's one of those situations where I can get that information. But if someone from the Sioux Aquatic Club is listening, don't hesitate to give me that information. Or if you're interested in getting involved in swimming, we have that too. There's so much going on in Sioux, Ontario. There's always lots. Don't hesitate to get involved and do that. Stay active, get active, stay in shape, get in points. I know if you have if you're a father, a mother, or a child, if you're married, you're always going to want to do things. Or if you're looking to get your kid and stuff, there's always lots of things to do. Lots. So much things to do in Sioux, Ontario.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, it's easy to stay busy.
Very easy to stay busy. We're keeping busy. We are at 28 minutes and 55 seconds here. Justin, we are 13 minutes, about 14 minutes over our time a lot. That's the fun thing about the podcast. We kind of go over at one point, but we can bring it down at another point, and we don't have as much that live crunch that we have on Sioux Online or on ESPN, which I love, by the way. I think it keeps us in check and makes us behave a bit more. But that's the fun thing about this podcast, where we kind of let loose and make sure that we promote everything locally additionally that we don't have right on the radio show just yet on the live radio. There's a lot of new commercials and new sponsors coming up for the show after Labor Day. Very excited to bring that to you. It's Dave McCaig, Justin Hykel outside at the Pier. A little bit of a windy day here at the Pier, but we're still enjoying the beer. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got some more sports talk here on The Game Sports Show. Don't go anywhere.
You can follow The Game Sports Show on Facebook and Instagram at The Game Sports Show.
The Game Sports Show is pleased to shout out a partner, additional home, and sponsor to Northern Superior Brewing Company, located on 50 Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Northern Superior Brewing Company having a strong presence locally with many beers to offer. With much involvement in the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Northern has a sport and friendly-like atmosphere within its tap room, and during the summer months, it is a must to visit Pier 55 to enjoy some delicious food, amazing view of the water, and view of the Bush Pulling Museum right on the cusp of the Hub Trail, and of course, all of that down with a delicious brew from Northern Superior. Northern Superior Brewing Company. It's a northern thing.
This is Andy Frost, and you are tuned into the only regional sports show in the Twin Saults, the Game Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show, the Twin Saults' only local, regional, and national sports show. It's Dave McCaig. The wind has picked up, Justin. It's picked up a little bit, but we're not blowing away, though.
The Windy Cities edition of the Game Sports Show.
I like that. It is the last edition that we're having here at Pier 55. We're off for 2 weeks. And then we go and transition inside the tap room after Labor Day for yet another exciting year of the Game Sports Show, and lots happening this year, Justin. I even have an agenda and schedules this year for everybody. Schedules.
I know,
We have schedules now.
It's been a long time coming.
It went from cell phones on 2015 and / Coffee with the Coach to now ESPN, Sioux Online, coverage, all the partners.
I think the first show I did was in Grondin's kitchen.
It was. And we did forget one thing locally. The Laird had their little thing going on this week.
The Laird Fair this weekend.
Laird Fair, yeah. They did have that.
One of the guys I work with was racing his lawnmower down there.
I like that. Jeff, the owner and operator of Northern Superior Brewing Company, was talking to us in between our break, and he was mentioning that, and I said, I guess there is one thing. I guess you can't be perfect all the time. Forget that, but that is exciting stuff. That is, like, you watch people racing lawnmowers. They got the tractors out. They got they got everything out there. There are people coming out in costumes and outfits, cowgirl outfits, cowguy outfits. I don't even think that's a thing. I think it's cowboy. It's not cowguy. But besides the whole
whatever.
point, it all looks
cow
great.
People.
Yeah, I like that. You know what?
People outfits.
That is fantastic. That is exciting stuff. It is. That is so fun. If you ever can check out like a community day out.
I don't want to say it's like a step back in time, because it's not really. It's just it's the way of life down the line.
It is.
I grew up on a horse farm with my grandparents, but
you did?
In the city here, so I mean it's a little different. But no, I mean that's the amount of work that goes into this, and these people that come out and be able to show their animals or strut their stuff out there. Oh man, this wind.
Yeah, sorry, we're laughing. We're mid-recording, and the wind is picking up hard here.
I feel like I'm that guy.
Not bad.
Hey, the guy on the news. How's the weather out there? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Just a little windy. It's a little windy. We're okay.
I love that. We have fun here on the Game Sports Show as the wind does pick up. It is still hot, though, which is a positive. But that means we do not have any washer toss today, obviously. And the Pier still has customers coming. We got a couple people here outside. It's still beautiful to come out here.
Still fantastic.
Yeah, like it keeps you breeze. They got some great food here, and he does a great job cooking, of course. They got him yelling in the background, and we're making sure that no one's in the porta potty. The porta potty might fall over, though. Oh yeah. But jokes aside, it is a fantastic time here at Pier 55. So, Justin, we got to get into the next part. We're already 3 minutes in, so we did say 10 minutes. We might have to expand this to 15 total. We'll see. But baseball, Bo Bichette is an absolute monster, man. This kid is fantastic to watch. Another home run yesterday despite the loss. Vlad left the game with apparent knee injury after fielding a ground ball and throwing it to first. 19 years old, already having a little slight knee problem. I can't.
That's it.
I can't.
At this point in the season, I think it's precautionary more than anything else. That's all.
Don't rush them in. Don't have to. We're 50 something and 74 top of my head. I'll get the exact stat here while it gets sent to me.
If it hurts, don't play.
Yep.
And I honestly think it's that simple there right now. Like, these kids are just playing ball. Sometimes they're winning games.
52 and 74.
Games.
Sorry. Yep.
You know what I mean? They're playing against teams that are fighting for their playoff lives. It's some valuable experience at this point, and it's fun baseball to watch.
And some big news. Obviously, this came out literally 5 minutes ago. Okay. All right.
This is shit all over everything I just said, isn't it?
No, yanked from this game Saturday after 2 innings when he left his knee started bothering him. The 20-year-old now. He's not 19, I should say 20. I have to correct myself there. MRI results came back as clean as possible, showing only minor inflammation. The club confirmed Monday morning. So they say he feels a lot better today, but we're just taking precautions going about it, and when I'm ready to go, I will play.
Jays, if you're looking for a PR guy,
they got it.
Let me know.
Considering it's the same knee that cost him 5 weeks last season in AA due to the particular tendon strain, Jays exhaled when imagining only minor irritation. Don't rush this. He's a big guy. He's a big guy running third base. Okay, when you're running side to side, and I play third base. I'm not the greatest third baseman, obviously, as the wind even picks up more here at the Pier. This is fantastic.
I mean, if we're going to talk about big guys running on shitty knees, I can tell you about it.
I got a big thing, though, even bigger. After dominating AA for 16 starts, Nate Pearson will finish his season with the AAA Buffalo Bisons. I've been a big fan of Nate Pearson. He is one of the best pitching prospects in baseball, and obviously the best with the Toronto Blue Jays. He has thrown 62 and 2/3 of an inning with AA, allowing just 41 hits, which is amazing, striking out 69, great number, and finishing with a sparkling 2.59 ERA. I'm taking the sparkling word out of the press release, may I add, which I am allowed to say because it's an affiliate work with who we work with. So
it sounds like we're in a hurricane right now.
Now, Kay posted a 3.05 ERA in 4 starts with the Bisons, has been added to the 40-man roster, and he will join the Jays and the league expansion in September. Anthony Kay came up in the Stroman deal, and Kay is the guy that people love on Twitter because he's asking, what do I do in Canada? Then someone mentioned pineapple on a pizza. He said he'll request a trade if someone brings over a pineapple on a pizza. So if you like pineapple pizza, Justin, I'm sorry, I think it's gross.
Okay, well, you know what? In fairness,
as the wind picks up here,
I am not a big Hawaiian pizza fan.
Okay.
That being said, Sportscenter, if you get your pizza done, thin crust, a little bit of pineapple, double cheese with bacon, not ham, bacon, that pizza's a fucking home run.
Okay, I like that.
And that's my F-bomb for the day. I used it on pizza.
I like that. Anthony Kay, though, a big part of the trade for Stroman, obviously Woods being the other part of that trade, is obviously Woods still playing down, but we have Kay who's coming up. If Pearson comes up and dominates like he's supposed to, if this Kay kid comes up and dominates like he's supposed to, Trent Thornton's a great third, fourth, fifth pitcher, wherever you want to put him. The Jays and Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Biggio, with Lourdes Gurriel, these kids, and they got more prospects coming up too. This isn't a joke. This team wasn't built by Shapiro or Atkins, man, except the trade with Stroman. I'll give them credit on this K kid. But, oh my goodness, we have something here with Toronto.
Oh, no, it's...
They're trying to do the Astros mentality where they draft and build through package trades.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And that's how you do it. You can't be the Yankees and the Red Sox. You cannot go buy players. You can't. You can't compete with the Yankees or the Red Sox. You cannot. Despite being the top seeded team in terms of in Canada, the nation's team, and when they were popular, they were making the most money in the whole MLB. I get it. People don't want to come to Canada though, okay? Because for some stupid reason, they love being at Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field. They love being at those ballparks because the foreign individuals that come up to play here, all they hear about is the Yankees, the Red Sox, Cubs. You think they heard about the Blue Jays? Maybe 92, 93 they did. But now maybe players can start hearing about the Blue Jays and how up and coming they are. We can attract some big names here, and hopefully, by the Game Sports Show's projections, 3 to 5 years be in the World Series.
To be completely honest, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think from these South American countries, I feel like Toronto is a more welcoming environment,
right?
Just based on the communities that they have in Toronto.
Yep.
Versus any other city in North America. I honestly do.
I do.
I really.
I agree.
Like I don't know. I just think the multiculturalism in Toronto is well and alive, not just alive. You know what I mean? As opposed to other cities where they have little target demographics of different nationalities. I think Toronto, everyone blends and lives. I don't want to say in harmony because that sounds a little cheesy, but I don't know, man. Toronto's it's a different animal when it comes to multiculturalism. There's not any other city in the world where everyone functions like that.
You know what? Toronto, they're getting another team in Canada soon, let me tell you. Tampa Bay will be in Montreal full time.
I don't know. I don't. I mean, I'd like to see the Montreal thing happen again, but I really believe that the Vancouver market's probably a better place for another team.
You think Vancouver over Montreal?
100%.
Don't say that. Expo fans are going to lose their minds.
100%, man. Just think, like the population base in Vancouver.
Why not have 3 teams in Canada then? Why not expand this?
Because I just don't see. I like the idea of Montreal being a part-time team.
I like the idea of Toronto being the only team in Canada. It's like the Raptors.
But how many fans are going to support the Expos? Honestly, if the Habs make a playoff run and are playing until June, how many people are going to Expos games?
Habs, June, I guess.
You know what I mean?
What is? I don't even know the exact population much. It's over 1 million, I think, right?
I don't.
Top of my head.
I think they're so far out of the American market, you know, that it just doesn't. If you're having a hard time getting players to come to Toronto because it's different, how are you going to get players to go to a city where not only are the channels different on your TV, as I'm referencing the Kawhi nonsense,
which you can't be mad at Kawhi, but
you got to go to a province with a totally different language, and it's not even like French. It's Canadian French.
It's not Paris.
So some of the if you happen to know French, some of it's different. Not all of it. I mean, it's a little uneducated comment there from myself, but
we're just bantering. This is the banter cross table right now. This is part 2. This is what we do.
And it's nothing against the province of Quebec by any means. It's just it's a flat out statement that if you're having trouble getting players to come to Toronto because it's a different country,
we're in a hurricane.
Then how the hell are you going to sell them on Montreal?
As the wind picks up, when you say that. I don't know if you upset the Montreal gods up there. Just kidding. I agree. You know what? I get your point. I do.
Well,
I really do.
And honestly, you're going to get these guys coming up from, South America or haven't played in a team in the southern states in the U.S.
Okay, well, let's transition from baseball to our next point quick. This goes with your point. They want to expand baseball to Montreal again. Great. They've never talked about Europe. I know they've played games, they've done things. I know London's been in the mix. Holy, we're in hurricane game sports show over here at Pier 55. Just kidding. It's not a hurricane. It's just if listeners are having difficulty hearing, we apologize. This will be our last outdoor edition when it's windy. We thought we'd try it out, Justin. But it feels very realistic.
It started okay, but now it's
not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Anyway,
it's going to rain.
So how does it become a thing where people think they can expand to Europe but not even to more North America? Look at hockey teams. Look at baseball teams. Basketball and baseball first. Hockey, no. You have 6 major markets in Canada. Did I say 6? Yeah. I said 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, you got Vancouver, Montreal, you got Toronto, you got Ottawa, you have Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary. We got 7. 7. Jesus. Yeah, I said 6. I know that's where I got the look. 7. Wow, I'm brutal right now. Sorry, that's why this is the bantering unedited edition by any means here. But 7 Canadian teams. We expanded to Winnipeg, and it's been a freaking hit in hockey, okay? They expand to 7 teams from 6. That's what I meant from the top. And it's boomed. Look at Florida and Arizona in the National Hockey League. They can't get fans. Hopefully, if Florida doesn't get fans this year for the players they've brought in, like Bobrovsky, some of the moves that they did, and hopefully they don't have they're hoping to have a good wild card playoff year. If they get to that point, if they don't get fans, you got to get the fuck out of Florida. Arizona too. They've had how many top 10 first-round picks in the last decade? And now they got Phil Kessel, who's your favorite hockey player, who's an absolute beautician, who's the most consistent player in the game today. And I mean consistent. Listen, I may sound crazy by pulling McDavid or McKinnon or Crosby out of that conversation, but look at Kessel. He hasn't missed a game in how many years. He gets 80-plus points a year. He's an absolute workhorse. Look at the guy's numbers. They're there. They prove that. It's proven. It's proven.
People are just pulling their boats up out of the water around this year.
It is absolute insanity around here at Pier 55. But,
Chaos.
But you have Arizona. If they don't have a good year this year, Justin, if they're not in the wild card contention, then there's a problem. Like I think there's an absolute problem in Arizona. If Toronto was like Arizona right now, not because of fans, because of the team not being successful, oh my God, there'd be riots down Yonge Street right now. It makes no sense. But my whole point is, backing to my point, they want to expand to more Canadian teams in hockey. Fuck that. We have 7. That's enough. We're okay for now. We're okay for now. We're already going to Seattle. We're expanding Seattle. We're good. Don't even think about going to Hamilton or nothing like that bullshit. Basketball, if you're going to bring a basketball team back, I don't know. You got to make sure the Raptors are doing hot. I think you got to keep that going. But baseball, I think you could expand to 2 Canadian teams before you go overseas to Europe. I think you really can. I think you can bring the Rays to Montreal. Then you're going to have to expand.
I'm telling you, though, like, think about this and just hear me out on this one as far as expansion goes.
We're buying another 5 minutes, by the way.
We're playing exhibition games overseas in the Asian countries every year. All the time they're playing exhibition games over there. Vancouver has a huge demographic.
Seattle's in that region. Why do you think the Jays go to Seattle and they get all the Vancouver fans?
So
it's basically home field for the Jays.
Why wouldn't you? And then you can start a rivalry with Seattle.
Like that. You can make money. Montreal will be a rival with Toronto, but
I think it's a more sustainable option to have an American rival than it is like the Jays. The Jays draw the Yankees, Boston. You know what I mean? Like those, having those teams in your division sell games.
Texas now too.
You know, having
Texas,
Detroit in your division sell. Well, they're not.
They're not. But
you know what I mean? Like having games against Detroit, just being based on locale.
Yeah.
You're selling games.
Different divisions, like you said,
in either direction. I mean, it works out well for Detroit too, being a trash team this year. And I mean, it's a little harsh. The Jays aren't much, any better playoff standings.
They're great to watch right now. Let me tell you.
You know what? If you're people from the Sioux are in Detroit for the weekend for a concert and the Jays are in town, guess what? They're going to the game.
And let me say right now, when they play Texas, it's a big rivalry too. And that Odor is, I
that
can't.
nonsense
I can't.
this week.
I cannot. What Tim and Sid, I got to give them credit.
Well,
I dislike Odor. And Bautista took that punch like a champ.
Sid and Danielle this week.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, it was Sid and Danielle this week. I agree with Sid.
No shit.
Bubbles. Like, you're down 19-3. Whatever it is, 14. I don't know. I can't remember top of my head right now. But you are a conceited piece of trash.
No, this is asinine. Who are you with your chains flopping around? What are you, Giuseppe, hanging outside the pharmacy at the Market Mall?
Yeah, like
get a hold of yourself.
Yeah, literally, you're down. You're down 10 plus runs.
You're punching people in the mouth because they disrespected the game, and then here's your slop.
But is that bat flip really disrespect? I don't think it is. That is emotion, man. I love that bat flip.
No, but you know what is disrespect? So it's I don't know. I still stand by the disrespectful. Like it's
flopping the chains.
Well, you're still, even if you're. What did you accomplish?
You're down 17-2.
What did you do?
17-2.
I don't know.
17-2.
It doesn't make sense. It's like spiking the ball in the end zone when you're down 54-0. I don't know. I just
he is such a lot of emphasis on the absolute bonehead for doing that.
D-bag.
Absolute D-bag. I cannot believe that he walks around, up and down, jogs, whatever you call that, around the bases, his chain flapping, blowing bubbles, think he's a big deal. You're down 17 runs, and your team is supposed to be a playoff team in some people's eyes, not mine. For the season, I didn't say they were. But listen, those antics are antics that we talked about in Sioux Online this week about the drama that's too much. That might be more bullshit than Antonio Brown's bullshit, which is even big bullshit, but this is bigger bullshit.
I don't know. It's
as the wind picks up even more here at the pier. We're sorry, listeners. I know we're being told by our producers that the wind is getting a little bit hefty and they want us to kind of wrap it up, but we're kind of having a heated discussion here. So we'll have to make sure if it is kind of unclear. We talk about it on Tuesday a little bit with this Odor. Nah, it's kind of old stuff. We can't bring it up Tuesday. I lied. I will not be bringing it up on Tuesday. But we're going back and forth. Your point is, at the end of the day, Justin, baseball market's expanding. I hope they don't expand to Europe before Canada. That was my whole point. My last thing I want to bring up, though, before we sign off, free agents in hockey. Mitch Marner's still unsigned. Laine doesn't care where he plays. He's making some brutal, cocky comments saying that, I don't know where I'm playing this year. Listen, let me tell you something, Patrick Laine. You are the second overall pick in Winnipeg. They own your rights. You're not going anywhere, okay? They decide what you're doing this year, okay? And if you want to sit on the pine this year after the shit-ass year that you had, good luck making money next year, because you're not going to make F all. The only thing you have is saying, hey, I had 30-plus goal years my first couple of years, but then I still shit the bed my third year, and then I just didn't play because I thought I was too good for the team I was playing for. You're playing with Mark Scheifele. Are you kidding me right now? You were playing with Paul Stastny at one time. You're playing with some good hockey players. You're a second overall pick. You have to be a leader on that team. And I don't see those qualities in you, my friend. I really don't. You're not really a friend. I don't really know who you are personally. But at the end of the day, you need to get your gut in check. You're not Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner had 70-plus points every year, and he did it by himself one point with Bozak and JVR. Now he got 90-plus with John Tavares. You know what that shows? Consistency. You don't have that. You do not have that, my friend. You do not have that. You need to sit and gut check yourself. You're not Mikko Rantanen. You're not Mitch Marner. Heck, you're not even Brock Besser in my eyes right now. And you're for certain not Charlie McAvoy, who's a defenseman, by the way, but he's still a bigger presence on his team than you were this year. And I cough because I'm yelling a little bit. Patrick Laine, re-sign with the Jets on a bridge deal, prove your worth, and then maybe you can get, more money. Oh, but then, hey, I don't have security. If I get hurt, then you're a bitch and don't want to play hockey. I don't know what to tell you.
Go get a regular job.
Yeah,
like
go work. Listen, I can get you in at some certain places. If you want to come work at the same Marie, I'll get you some places. They want waiters. They want bartenders. Heck, we want different representatives around the same Marie. We can get you here. We got hockey camps you can run. Maybe you could be a assistant coach to John Parker with the Thunderbirds and join that staff if you really want to. Sign a bridge deal and shut your mouth. Wow, I went on a rant there. Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, you guys have leverage. But don't use it too much. Mitch, you want to stay in Toronto, just sign. I said end of August you'd sign. We're getting close to that deadline. Don't you want to play hockey? And you got William Nylander coming out right now saying, I look forward to dominating this year. Listen, you dominated in the Worlds, and I hope you do dominate the NHL this year because I am, take my host hat off, my fan hat, I'm a Leaf fan. I hope you go out there this year and get 90-plus points, and I talk praise about you all year, and I hope I'm begging to have you on the show for an interview because this year I didn't want you to have you on the show for an interview, and if you've reached out to me, I don't think. Okay? But the point of the story is, if you dominate this year, great, but we need Mitch Marner back, Justin. We need that guy to start the year and play the preseason so he's ready for the year.
Oh, yeah, I don't want him missing camp. That's
No, that's a problem. That is a problem. Just like Colorado, that's a problem. Heck, I said Rantanen for Laine, but obviously Winnipeg got to give up a bit more because I think Rantanen's worth more than Laine.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong on that one.
100%. I try not to be wrong that much. There's my rant, Justin. Any final thoughts? The NHL players still not signing? Are you thinking it's BS and they're not signing? You think it's the players' fault or the team's fault?
I'm starting to get over it, to be honest. It's getting old. It's the only thing that comes up on the news all the time. Like, just get it over with. You're going to have a shit season if you're not in training camp.
Then Gardner's unsigned. Was I crazy to say this guy's not going to go anywhere? I'm crazy.
He's just waiting for the Leafs to sign Marner so he can re-sign. Telling you that for free.
Oh my God, you might be right. I might be starting to believe you.
I'm telling you.
But do you think he's worth 4? That's another. Okay, that's okay. We'll move on. We can't get into that. We've had this talk back and forth numerous times. It's getting real windy. We gotta sign off, Justin. We're getting told. We're at 22 minutes and 35 seconds. We gotta wrap up this point. We're already almost 12 minutes over time.
Yeah, my phone almost blew away.
That's insane. But you can still come out to the pier. There's still people here enjoying a beer, and I'm just real yelling right now. I'll bring down the volume. I'm sorry, I was just real amped. You still come out to the pier to have a great beer. Let me rephrase that. Still some people here enjoying some time here right out the waterfront. If you're under Sea-Doo today, it's a great day. Not gonna lie. It's a great day. Justin and Dave have been here at Northern Spirit Brewing Company. I want to say thank you, Justin, for coming on by. Tuesday I will not see you. It'd be myself and Alex will be there. We have some projected guests to come on the show. It'll be our last Tuesday show until after Labor Day. This is our last Northern show until after Labor Day. We don't have Sportscenter until after Labor Day. We've got a little bit of a break here, my friend.
Summer holidays.
2 weeks off, the last 2 weeks of summer. So thank you, though, my friend, for coming out today on this windy yet gorgeous day here at the Pier.
It's another beautiful day to be out at the Pier, man. That's
it is. Just a little bit of wind. Who cares?
This is a gem in Sault Ste. Marie. If you haven't been out here yet this summer, get your ass down there.
Before it closes, because summer's coming to an end soon. 16 weeks, it's snow time.
Yeah.
Yikes, sorry. 16 weeks, and that flies by, let me tell you. And I want to say also, thank you to Scott Neeson to be our main board operator for today's show, as I'm your assistant operator. I want to say thank you to our sponsors and partners, Soo Online and On TV, ESPN, ESPN 1400, Sovereign Communications, Northern Superior Brewing Company, of course, and Pier 55, Sportscenter Bar and Grill, and of course, North Shore Sports and Auto, new location coming up there on Great Northern Road. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Icebreaker Sports Bar and Grill, Discover the Canvas, the Salon, the Superior Pro Shop, Big Brother, Big Sister, Northern Quitters in Need, and also, I want to say thank you to you, the listeners, because you're also a proud partner of the show, because you are what makes everything happen here on the Game Sports Show by keeping us afloat and obviously keeping us employed, as we would say, by faithfully listening to us week in and week out. Now, I will say, Justin, you're 28 this week, my friend. 28 on Wednesday. Fuck. And Dustin Gronin turns 29. Another friend of mine, Lacey Patangelo, not formerly known as Lacey Caputo, also turns 29 this week. Big birthday week for everyone for the Game Sports Show. 2 staff members' birthdays.
It's getting close.
Getting close to 3-0, buddy.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, I've been told.
Then you just wear hats all the time.
Yep, I've been told. I don't want to. I hope I can just keep my hair flowing like this. Can't I? It's nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Man, hats, people chewing starts to annoy you.
Oh, I love that. Great.
Yeah.
And you got a house. Listen, congratulations. I know I've said it to T, I've said it to you personally already, but you got a house too, so I'll say congratulations on the air. So that's you move in end of September?
Yeah, September 30th.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
excited?
Like I said, I will be once we get to move in. Now I'm just sitting around waiting.
Yep, I hear you.
You know what the stressful part is? Is that it's the same week, I believe, the NHL starts.
It does.
And so, Cora Road's been awfully used to me having the Leaf flag hanging out the window. So
now you're going to be moving it.
Yeah, hopefully Langdon Road, there's no Boston fans in the vicinity.
It's going to be a good
I haven't got approval to buy a flagpole for the house yet, so the house will still be hung on the front deck. The flag, sorry. The flag still will be hung on the front deck.
And have that right up. So, Justin, again, thank you and congratulations to that. And also, I want to say thank you again to you, the listeners, and all of our sponsors, obviously, here on the Game Sports Show. We will be on ESPN 1400 tomorrow at 6 p.m. Myself, Scott, EJ, and Butch, followed by Sue Online on Tuesday at 6:30 for another great week of the Game Sports Show prior to our holidays. And here I am to remind you, get your ass to the Pier to have a great beer, but to also keep your stick on the ice, swing your bat, catch your touchdown, drain your threes, and shoot your shots. Booyah.